today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. They come. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. Cousins throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. Now, he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
Play action now, Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, it's Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Interesting decision here. Opening drive, Charles, 4th and short. You're in field goal range. We'll see what they do.
I just shake a fist at my offense and say, go get it, guys, because if you can't pick up 4th and short here, we're probably in trouble the rest of the game. Show some confidence, show some aggressiveness, go pick it up.
And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the seventh-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His third NFL team, Carson Wentz.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 17 carries, 70 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw into the hands of McLaurin. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Open man is the tight end, John Bates. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And a little spin. Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing is Wentz. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Well, Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. To throw is Wentz. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in 1st place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
22 yards there, a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. We're scoreless after 1. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Again, it's Cook. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Oh, nice move. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll go Madison up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
2nd and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Off the play fake, Cousins. This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph from Minnesota. Joseph's got it, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Week 9 here in the National Football League. We'll have 9 weeks to go after this. We got a couple of good matchups in prime time to wrap up the first half of the season. Tonight, Tennessee and KC in the AFC. And then tomorrow night, an interconference matchup. Baltimore and New Orleans from the Superdome. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now Wentz. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Za'Darius Smith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. Back to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So here are the Vikings to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. Over the middle to Smith. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. That one thrown away from the pocket. And the officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. And he wisely will throw that one away. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Now Cousins on 4th down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. Wait a second, they declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how anytime you lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Now let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. Always take the football.
First down now, but that clock rolling. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Wentz to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Wentz. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Now Wentz on third down. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to make it fourth down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where you see the final score there. Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdown passes as his guys stay unbeaten on the year. From there, we head over to Atlanta to check out the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Cedric Wilson, a touchdown reception. In the game you're watching, it's been Kirk Cousins with a hot hand in the first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game, as we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Wentz going to throw. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run it again with Cook, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. It's caught on the right side at Smith. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. From just shy of midfield, Wentz. It returns it right back to Samuel. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
A give to Gibson running right. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A give up the middle to Gibson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. To throw, it's Wentz. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. There he goes, right side. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So what a turn of events there. You're driving to take the lead in this 3rd quarter, but then one mistake, and you're watching the ball being returned for a touchdown.
Certainly a great example of how focus has to be there on every play, doesn't it, partner? You can't get complacent, and I think that he did. He's got him moving downfield, but that's a play where you just shouldn't have thrown the football, and that ultimately could wind up costing him the ball game.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Brian Asamoah in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Wentz. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 17 yards that time, and a Washington first.
Well, that's an old play caller's trick right there, right up there with run the ball inside the tackles on first down. You just watch your quarterback get sacked on the previous play. Now you let those defensive linemen penetrate again, hoping to get their hands on him one more time. But this time, he's got the perfect call dialed up, and the screen burns him for a first down.
Back to Gibson, and another catch for it. And they're going to get this up to midfield. On second down, a run with Gibson. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Completes it to Samuel. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 5 now. Wentz, throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. And he finds McLaurin. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now Wentz. Flushed out right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Working from the gun, Wentz. This is caught. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Sly able to put this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line?
So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah.
The Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare.
NFL Madden League Season 2-1-2022 Week 9. Games and highlights will be coming up next on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2022.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. It's caught. Smith will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
The NFL Madden League Season 2-1-2022 Week 9 matchup is now live streaming on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2022.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't it?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
From midfield, here's Wentz.
Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
DJ Wadham got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football.
Week 9 Minnesota Vikings 6-1 Washington Commanders 3-5.
The offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush. What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. So the
and now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Week 9 Indianapolis Colts 3 New England Patriots 2-6 final.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Back to throw. Wentz.
And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game.
Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
And Cook running on first down, but this defense up to the task there as they stop him before he can even get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 1 officially.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's got room. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45.
The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts.
And they'll be
Week 9 Green Bay Packers 9 Detroit Lions 1-5 final.
They run the counter with Cook. And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they take a knee. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it.
Week 9 Los Angeles Chargers 2-0 Atlanta Falcons 1-7 final.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Vikings, they moved to 7-1 on the year with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Washington, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.